Yeah, please unmute yourselves and just give a hand of applause. Thank you. All right then. Okay. Well, so I am your host, Stephen Ang, and well, this is the Mad Scene Live. All right. So if you are used to watching talk shows, right, you know that typically the host will start with a comedic monologue. But I'm not a comedian, so well, I'm not a comedian. I'm a singer. So instead of doing stand-up, I am going to do a song for you guys. This is "Lion of Love" from Eurovision. Yeah. If you guys have seen the Netflix movie Eurovision, there's a bad guy who's a sexy operatic baritone who does this really campy dance song. And when I saw it, I was so amazed by it. I was so inspired by it that I really wanted to. I feel like I really need to sing it. So I hope you'll enjoy it. Love. Thousands try to tame me, but I run free. Until I saw you and you saw me. It's a jungle out there, so hold on tight. You're about to see how I spend my nights. I'll be the king you wanted, you'll be the queen I need. And on and on and on and on. Let's get together. I'm a lion lover and I hunt for love. On the savannah, I will make you rise up to the sky above. And when I roar, you know I'm done. Somewhere, someone tonight will meet the lion of love. Lion of love, lion of love. I was happily rounding the shadows, surrounded by flies, surrounded by so many that just didn't light my fire. But then I turned round and I saw a gazelle with a flirtatious smile. Swift as the wind she was gone, but you won't get away this time. I'll be the king you wanted, you'll be the queen I need. And on and on and on and on. Oh, let's get together. I'm a lion lover and I hunt for love. On the savannah, I will make you rise up to the sky above. And when I roar, you know I'm done. Somewhere, someone tonight will meet the lion of love. Somewhere, someone tonight will meet the lion of love. Somewhere, someone tonight will meet the lion of love. Lion of love. Thank you. Thank you. All right then. So now, please welcome our first ever guest, the amazing, the incomparable, legendary, and iconic Singaporean baritone, Martin Ng. Let's have a glass, yeah? This is authentic Italian Binoroso, yeah? This is not at all grape juice that's been poured into a recycled bottle.
Let me read where is this from?
Right?
It's from Oh my god, I don't even know which.
I don't know. It's just-
Forli is in Romagna, which is in the northern middle part of Italy. Yeah, near Bologna.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like wine country.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, come, cheers.
Yes.
Bye.
It's not cold.
It's okay.
It's very sweet.
让我们看着你喝。
How has COVID been for you actually? Or this past year and a half?
The roller coaster. I mean, we were locked down, and then we are locked down, and we are locked down, and so sometimes you get to perform, and sometimes you don't get to perform, and sometimes you think you're going to perform, but you don't get to perform, so it's very frustrating.
Yeah. Well, although I have to say that you did a concert at Victoria Concert Hall last year, right? Yeah, and
Yes,
that was that was quite that was quite lovely. You know, of course, I was helping backstage. And
Yeah. Wen Xia also was helping backstage.
yeah. I think it was a rare opportunity, you know, for us to get to kind of strut our stuff. Although it's not quite the same as, you know, like performing in front of a live audience.
Yeah. You know, I've not performed in front of a live audience since in Singapore in COVID. Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
Right? But I suppose you know, we can put up, we can plan for things. Although I have to say, you do have a show that's coming up soon, an opera called The Rake's Progress.
Yes, that one is an opera presented by New Opera Singapore, but I've lent my voice to the production in the sense that it is not a live show, it's a recorded, but we are not even on stage acting the parts. So it's going to be puppets, and then the puppets will represent each character. Each puppet will have a character, and we will actually like sing. It's all pre-recorded.
Yes,
it's all pre-recorded.
Yeah. So and so it's like a puppet show, right? And the puppets are kind of miming along to your voices. Yeah. How's that experience for you? Like compared to you know the way your usual format of like presenting a character on stage?
Completely different, because to be honest, I wasn't used to being in a recording studio and recording my voice with to the music. So for me it was I wasn't used to it. I'm used to having, like, you know, you go for a rehearsal and then there's a live orchestra and then there's a conductor and you just sing together with it. But it was an experience, a very unique experience.
Yeah. Do you find it hard to find that motivation to perform when it's like in a recording setting and you're kind of like singing to a piece of machinery instead of like an audience member who's like just attentively listening to everything that you're doing?
Well, it's a different kind of inspiration, because it's also a kind of like it's a test for yourself, because when you are singing to a set piece of music that cannot be altered anymore, you're fitting your voice to the music, and so it's really about being really precise as a musician. And if you get it right the first time, there's like a lot of satisfaction. It's like, yeah, I got it. And because Stravinsky's music, the rhythms are not very straightforward. The rhythm is not very straightforward. The intonation is not very straightforward. It's not. It is not easy music. So when you have to actually record this together with and get the rhythm right and get the intonation right, it actually gives you a lot of satisfaction.
Yeah. Well, I have to say though, you know, like most of us have not been performing live. Most of us who are performers have not been performing live for a while. But Martin, you have been doing quite a lot of things in Taiwan last year. I think though some of you may or may not know that, you know, Martin actually has quite a growing career in Taiwan, doing quite a lot of roles, touring before COVID and even during COVID period.
Ironically, I've never performed to a live audience in Singapore since COVID. I've been performing in Taiwan to a live audience since COVID. So just before COVID broke out, I was there doing the baritone solo for Britain's War Requiem, and then I came back and then COVID broke out, right? And then I thought I was due for a Turandot, which I think wasn't going to happen. And then around May, they contacted me saying that the Turandot was going to go on. I said, oh, it's going to go on. Then we went there, and then I did another ping, and then I came back again, and then sort of like, you know, when I came back in September, things were sort of like stabilizing for COVID in Singapore, and Taiwan was also doing well in terms of fighting against COVID. And this year in January, February, March, I was there for Traviata.
I've performed quite a lot of roles, you know, in the past couple of years. Which would you say is like the most memorable for you? Or some of your more memorable performing experiences?
I think the most memorable one is Britain's War Requiem. Because the production was very fantastic. Was not absolutely fantastic, very fantastic is bad English.
Well, you know, this is a uniquely Singlish program, I have to say.
I'm probably Singaporean, right?
Right? Yeah. Of course. Yeah. I think that was a very interesting production. You know, of the little videos that I've seen from you.
Yeah, that was very special because I'm not sure if you guys are aware. The Britain's War Requiem is usually it's not a stage performance. It's sung with an orchestra. But when the English National Opera decided to stage it, and it was a huge success in London, and the Wei Wing Kaohsiung decided to do a collaboration, so there was a joint production of the Britain's War Requiem, and they got they decided they flew in the director, they flew in the set design and the entire production team. But there was a huge problem because at that time COVID just broke out in Asia, so the English team was like so afraid of coming to Taiwan. I said, no, we don't want to go to Taiwan because we're afraid of getting like COVID. And so we started off, it was a rocky start because there was a very tense atmosphere. The director that was there, the set design was there, all the assistants were there, but they don't know, they were so afraid of catching, you know, something in Taiwan, and and they were discussing with the theatre people, with the theatre administrations, that what's going to happen if we go back to Europe or if we go back to the UK and we need to quarantine, and then we have gigs, we have back-to-back productions after this show. So it was a really tense moment. But I mean, it's a fantastic production because the director was fantastic. And I learned so much from that show.
I think from the clips that I've seen, it is a really unique production. There was like a lot of amazing effects with snow and such. And
the set designer is Wolfgang Tillmans, apparently very famous. It was there was this snow which came down, and then they have these LCD lightings at the back showing they were like projecting like scenes of war, and then very cryptic messages as each of the soloists, and each of the soloists, like there's a baritone solo, there's a soprano solo, and there's a tenor solo, and in the usual story we would just stand and sing, but somehow in the staged version, every soloist had to take on different characters. So for Sanctus, there was a certain characterization of the soprano solo and of the baritone solo. For the Agnus Dei, the tenor was in another part, and for whatever all the other movements, we were playing different characters. So I was a terrorist in one movement, I was a soldier in another movement, and so it was a very challenging but fun experience for me.
I'm sure. I wish I could have experienced it in person. We have a friend in common who did see the production and was quite amazed by it, and he watches a lot of theatre. Hi Jeremy, if you're watching.
Is he there?
I don't know. But maybe he'll watch the edited version on YouTube. So any upcoming gigs coming up? Singapore, Taiwan, or wherever?
Okay, now as everybody knows, now we are now in this state of suspension because we really don't know what's going to happen. We are waiting for government announcements. We are not allowed to sing, so everybody is silenced. So we don't know what's going to happen. But I have a show on the 19th of September, which is called No Tennis Allowed.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
No tennis allowed. Yeah. So basically, it's not a concert because a concert is just stand and sing. So it's actually staged. So a staged a presentation of baritone soprano duets. Yeah. So we have selections from Pagliacci, Traviata, Barbiere di Siviglia, and Don Pasquale and Rigoletto. Yeah,
just a
yeah.
whole
And
bunch
they're all
of duets.
staged with a very simple costumes and props, but staged. Yeah.
Well, fingers crossed that it will come true. Who are you singing, performing with?
Okay, so the soprano is Ding Xiangting, who's like who everybody knows in Singapore, and it will be directed by Xin.
Ah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, so it's going to be staged. Yeah?
It's going to be staged, yeah.
So, well, looking forward to it. Hopefully, everyone just wear your masks, stay home, get vaccinated if you can, and we can get our lives back to normal, you know? How about in Taiwan?
Okay, Taiwan in December. Okay, the Taiwan situation now is much better because, as you know, 2 months ago, Taiwan also had this like huge explosion of cases, and they went into lockdown. But now the cases are reducing, and now they have like sort of like opened up a bit. And for Taiwan, at the end of the year, I have a Barber of Seville, Barbiere di Siviglia, at Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
That's gonna be wonderful.
I'm also looking forward to it. Fingers crossed as to whether it will really happen. Because I mean, in a COVID period, right? Nobody can say for sure what's going to happen, right?
Exactly.
You think you have a show, but maybe you don't have a show. You don't think you have a show, but actually the show will go on. So I think the best way is to just always be prepared for for every eventuality, and
Yeah. Well, here's to your shows coming to fruition. Well, speaking of shows and like the improbability of this period, right? You have also been like making a lot of making the most of this situation with your YouTube channel. Yeah. If you guys haven't seen Martin's YouTube channel, he has a lot of besides his own performances of arias and opera scenes, he has a lot of educational videos on that show us how to appreciate opera, the different aspects of operatic singing and production performances. Yeah. What inspired you to do this series of videos?
Because I was really bored.
Oh yeah, I guess. Just like
during the lockdown during the circuit breaker period in Singapore, you couldn't do anything. You couldn't go out. You couldn't do this. So it was boring the pants off me. So I just had to do something, right? And I just couldn't waste my life just like eating, sleeping, eating. So I just thought I would do something, and doing these YouTube videos also because when I was in Taiwan doing my 3-week quarantine, and you really didn't know what to do except from sleeping, eating, and maybe practicing. What you could do is to actually do a YouTube video. So with the insertion of subtitles, with the insertion of editing, and and doing all the stuff, it takes a long time. So time passes very quickly.
Yeah, I have to say that these videos look really polished though. I mean, we can't.
I'm still an amateur. I'm still an amateur. No. I'm still an amateur.
No, really, it does take a lot of effort, to do all that editing and make it sound, make it flow seamlessly, even though it's like so many different elements together.
True, but it's fun, and it sort of like gives you something to do during a period where there's nothing to do. But unfortunately, I have not been producing any of such videos because it seems because now there are things to do. So I mean, it takes a lot of time to produce a video. So when you have other things to do, it's just a bit difficult.
Yeah. Well, I think many people have found these videos to be quite educational. In helping us as audiences to know what to expect and what to look out for when we attend an operatic performance. Yeah. But but you have not just been teaching us, through videos. You've been actually teaching us. I mean, you've been doing very well, teaching the craft of singing in your class.
I try my best.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, actually, right. Actually, I've been taking lessons with Martin for some period of time now. So if you like what you heard just now, that's a lot of his credit. And if you hated what you heard just now, that's just my fault. It's really because I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, but what kind of what inspires you in your teaching?
What inspires me? When students improve, though. When students improve.
Yeah, because I find that like learning and teaching the operatic classical singing in Singapore, I suppose that there are a handful of people, like with the love for it, and really want to strive to improve. Yeah, but it's like in the greater there isn't a kind of mass appreciation in the greater environment here. So it can feel a bit of like a bit of an uphill battle sometimes for us, who are practicing the craft here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what makes you kind of what do you hope to kind of like achieve in this aspect of teaching?
I just hope that the students, the people who have put their faith and trust in me to give them instruction in singing would eventually achieve greater heights in their craft, and for those who aspire to sing, or to become an opera singer, or to teach singing eventually, I hope that they would be able to pass on what my teachers have passed on to me, and achieve things that they've always wanted to achieve, whether it is in terms of teaching, or whether it is on stage, or whether it is also behind the scenes, etc. etc. I mean, singing, you can do so much with it. You can teach, you can perform, you can.
Yeah. Well, what in your opinion makes for a good singing class, or like a good series of classes?
As in, that's like if I had to,
like what happens if you feel that like at the end of it you feel happy and accomplished. What happens to make you feel that it's been a smooth process?
For the individual or for the class?
For the individual, yeah, the participants in the class, so the teacher and the student, and the material maybe.
Yeah, so I mean, it depends on how much time I have with the student. Whether it is whether it is within a 15-minute session, or in a 20-minute session like in a master class, or whether it is something over extended period of time like my students in NAFA, where I have 3 years to mold them, or whether it's with an indefinite period of time with my private students. And also it depends on what they want also to achieve, how far they want to go, and if they just want to be able to sing well, and in a private soiree, and then of course if I can help them achieve that and they're happy, that's good. But I mean, I'm a rather ambitious person, so I wish the best for all my students.
I get the best.
And they have to be the best.
Well, cheers to that. Right then. So on that note, right, we are gonna do a little. We're gonna play a little game, and I mean game in a very loose term of the word. We are going to do a little reaction video here. Yeah, you guys have probably heard. Well, you guys might have heard about the recent Cardiff Singer of the Year on BBC. Yeah, and the winner is a Korean The winner is a Korean baritone called Ji-hoon Lee. I think that's how it's pronounced. Ji-hoon Lee. Yeah. So we are gonna watch this here, and we are just gonna share our opinions in real time. So if you may. Okay, so this is Nemico della Patria by Ji-hoon Kim during the finals of the BBC Singer of the World competition in 2021. Let's see how this goes. Okay.
And the French Revolution in Ji-hoon's closing piece from Umberto
Giordano's opera Andrea Schellier. Gemma Tuslin.
Funny the way they pronounce the Italian names. Andrea Schellier.
Yeah. I suppose to host an operatic program like this, you do need to have a command of the languages.
So I have to comment.
Yeah. Well, I think that it sounds like a big voice.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful instrument.
Yeah.
It reminds me a little bit of Cappuccino.
Yeah. There's a lovely evenness through the range, but at the same time the words are so clear, the consonants are so crisp.
Is that the SSO conductor? Andrew Luton or something?
Oh, I have no idea. I should find out. You guess how old he is at this time?
26.
He is 29. Just this year.
Yeah, you just get like, wow, like people so young have these kind of voices. Like, we wonder
Right?
what did we do in our previous lives?
I think if I watch videos of myself at 29, I'll be like,
Yeah, I would cringe when I listen to myself at 29.
yeah, just try a little harder, please.
Oh, I don't really like the kid Joe. Joe. But yeah, it's very
Oh, lovely diminuendo.
I think you can tell that he is, I don't know, because this name, Ji-hoon Kim, is not a foreign sounding name, in the sense that I've heard it before. I think that he's, before the Cardiff of the Year Award, Singer of the Year, he's done like a whole lot of other competitions. So, I mean, he's been trained to take part in competitions, and all these pieces they present, right, they have to sing it to perfection. So every dynamic marking, right, they know what exactly to do. Yeah.
I just admire his composure. There's just no sense of nerves. Everything is so confident, and so.
You can see us while they sing this.
Yeah, we're live.
Okay. This middle part here, this first two lines, I also have difficulty singing it because you have to maintain a very soft tone and still keep the throat open. And he does it well, he does it, I always have difficulty.
Like singing, having to sustain it softly, I think it's a really difficult skill.
Wow, beautiful. Actually, I would prefer the tempo to be a little bit more soul, to make it more stirring. It's a bit too languid. It's a bit too open, no?
Maybe he wants to show off his breath control,
No, but you have to respect for me, bit faster. Like you can really sort of like finish up with flourish. I think it's a bit too slow. Slightly slow, yeah.
Well,
tempo-wise.
Yeah, but I would say that it is it's a very confident portrayal and it's fully deserving of the top prize. Yeah. Of course, it also depends on what else the other people did, which I haven't seen, admittingly.
No, I wasn't really good. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's open the floor up to our audience Q&A. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions for Martin? Let's put this up. Yeah.
Who is that?
Any just kind of raise your hand a little bit. I will. And I will spotlight you. Yeah. Okay. I see that Hugo has a question and. Oh my goodness! I can't see where the spotlight is. Okay. Hello. So, all right, Hugo. What question do you have for Martin?
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Martin, you have many students. Can you predict improvement in students? Can you, from the beginning, identify those students who will be making a lot of progress and those who say, oh my God, this is hopeless?
No, actually I can't predict because somehow it is something that cannot be predicted. I myself was a hopeless case. Seriously, when I went to I remember one of my teachers telling me that that was many years later. He sort of like confessed to me that when you first came to me, I thought there was nothing I could do for you. And
well,
seriously, so he thought that well, because it was in Italy, then I was. Then he said that first of all, I didn't know how much Italian you knew, whether I could communicate to you, and then I don't know whether you will be able to, So I mean, sometimes a person can have a lot of raw talent and a very good material, but that doesn't mean that Of course, having such good voice and good vocal material will benefit you in many ways. But I also find that a lot of things is a thing that will take you very far in singing is here the intelligence and your perception and how well you absorb things and how well you understand. And I feel that it is also very apparent that there are many people who make great careers who have actually very ordinary voices but have a very, very high level of intelligence and who are very sensitive people, and they make excellent careers. I think. So I never predict, because whoever comes to me, and it's impossible to make a prediction, and I think it's unfair to make a prediction as well. Did I answer your question?
That's a very diplomatic answer.
No, but I really believe in it. Yeah.
Well, speaking as
so actually what you're saying that everybody can learn to sing.
Yes, everybody can learn to sing, but then again, everybody can learn to sing, but how far you go also really depends on the individual. And what I'm saying is that not everybody can be a Callas or a Pavarotti, but what I'm saying is everybody can learn to sing and reach a certain can go a certain their way.
We strive to be better, better versions of ourselves.
And that is impossible to predict, at least for me. And I feel it's unfair to predict also, because I don't want to impose my own subjectivity on the student, because this is what my personal view of that. And I for myself have overturned the assumptions of many a teacher. So they come back surprised. They think, I never knew you could actually be. One moment I was singing like crap, and then I had a very lousy lesson, and then I was like totally depressed, and I said that I will work hard. And then the next lesson, he was surprised, said that, not bad at all. What did you do? Kind of thing. Yeah. So, absolutely.
I feel that you know, as a teacher and as a student myself, you know, a lot of times it's what we do in our own time between lessons, how we spend time to discover ourselves and the repertoire in the studio that makes the difference. Okay then, do we have any more questions for Martin? All right, yeah, Becky. Hi, yes, what question do you have?
We can't hear her.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi!
Hi. Yes, I have a burning question, Martin.
Okay.
You've performed quite a few roles already, but is there a dream role that you'd love to sing, and why?
Is there a dream role I want to sing? I asked myself this question. Actually, there's just too many roles. I want to maybe Rigoletto, maybe Iago. I don't know. Just too many to choose. Yeah. I'm very grateful that, I mean, you know, as singers, every opportunity we get to be on stage is I really feel very blessed. So I mean, okay, there are roles which I didn't like, and there are roles which I really like. But for the roles that I really like, there are just so many. I just yeah.
You know, actually, like Martin was telling me, you know, prior to going to Taiwan for the World Requiem, how difficult the music is and how I suppose atonal. How difficult it is to learn.
It's not really atonal.
Yeah. Well, how difficult the part is, but then it ended up being one of your favorite experiences. Yeah. Well, yeah. But you know, I think that you do a lot in the Italian repertoire. You know, like just having spent all that time in Italy.
Yeah, I do.
Is that something that you know, in the Italian operatic literature that kind of particularly appeals to you more?
Okay, now that I remember, right? Actually, I did Scarpia in 2019. Okay, that was a role which I think is a dream role of every baritone, because the text and the characterization is it's I think I enjoyed myself so much when I played Scarpia, but it almost killed me. I think it was too early to take on the role, and I'm very lucky that I managed to pull it off and still survive. But I mean, if I want to, if there's anybody in the audience who is like a young singer, I would advise that I know in career, when you're having a career, it's very difficult to say no. And sometimes when you say no, there's always a chance that they might not ask you back again. But if it's really a part that will really harm your voice, I would seriously recommend you to say no, because rather than you let it do damage to your instrument, I'd rather you say no. And if you're a good singer, there'll be so many more opportunities for you to shine on the operatic stage. Yeah.
Well, while on the note of, you know, what dream roles to take on, let's kind of broaden that question up a little bit. Like, what do you hope to achieve, you know, let's say in the next year or two, hopefully with things turning for the better?
What do I hope to achieve?
Yeah. Or the next 5
more
years.
performances, more satisfaction in teaching, more but COVID has taught me never to hope too much. Yeah, just take it a step at a time and be thankful for the little things that you have.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's the most frustrating thing about COVID, is that, you know, we all just have to put our hopes and dreams on suspension, right? And just kind of make do with a lot of limited resources. And thankfully we have like avenues like Zoom and you guys to kind of like to kind of keep in touch and support us. It's really appreciated. All right then. So Martin, before we end off today, would you like to, you know, present a little number for us?
Yeah, okay. I mean, already at the end already. It doesn't seem so long. It's already almost an hour.
It's almost an hour actually.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
No time flies
sure.
when we're having fun, right?
Yeah.
Or actually, does anyone have a question to ask? Any more questions for Martin? Just oh yes, 文霞。
可以讲华语吗
好啊，讲华语，
可以
我帮你翻译了。Yeah.
？OK，这边是不是都是老师的学生啊？
不完全是我。
不完全啊。
不完全是。Yeah.
对，可是我要提一个关于我们8月29号的演出的事情，可以吗，老师？
可以啊，可以啊。
那我们这个演唱啊，好不好说？不要太传统。
不要太传统。
对，这个师生音乐会，因为每一次都是出来进去，出来进去。你看 Steven， 你这么会搞综艺，那就帮忙出一出主意，怎么样让我们这个师生音乐会啊更有看头？不然啊，很传统啊。
好啊，好啊。我们看有没有同学肯拖吧。Sorry, okay. So what Wenxia asked for the non-Chinese speakers, what Wenxia asked was that, we are going, Martin's class, and all his students under his wing, we are going to have a concert in August 29.
29.
Right? Yes, it was supposed to be this coming Monday,
This coming Sunday, 1st of
actually,
August, but because of COVID, we have no choice but to postpone it.
Another lockdown, yeah.
Yeah.
So on the 29th of August, we're gonna have Martin's first ever student concert. Is it? Right? Yeah. Okay. And all of us are performing. So what Wenxia is asking, or rather requesting, is that we do things in a more interesting way. Think of some ideas to kind of like present a more present it with more flair. Yeah. So what do you have to say?
I'm very open to the idea. So if anybody can come up with an interesting idea, and if it's something that is if it's something that is feasible, yeah, why not? Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, let's discuss on our WhatsApp group chat. 然后我们在那个 WhatsApp 讨论一下吧，看看大家有什么有趣的想法。
I'm open to the idea of doing something non-traditional. So if anybody has any good ideas, we can always discuss it. I'm very democratic.
Yeah. Well, Martin's next concert is called No Tenors Allowed. No. Except in the audience, of course, right?
Tenors are allowed only in the audience, not on stage.
Tenors are very welcome to buy tickets, please. Yeah. All right. Any more questions? Right. Thank you, Wenxia.
好，我们再讨论。
好，我们再讨论吧。Yeah. Any more questions? Right?
No.
Alright.
Any more questions, sorry?
If not, all right. If there aren't any more questions, maybe Martin, we could hear the little number that you have prepared for us.
So because Steven said that I'm a singer, so for a talk show, the singer has to sing. So I have to sing something a cappella. So I will sing something a cappella.
Well, we can't have one of Singapore's best baritones come and do a show with us and not hear him sing, right? Okay, so if you want to hear Martin sing, please unmute and clap. Why you clap for yourself?
Can you do a reflex?
Okay, let me just set this up.
Okay.
Why don't you introduce your piece first?
Okay, so this piece I'm going to attempt to sing is from The Clowns. Pagliacci by Leo Cavallo, where it is actually going to be one of the pieces that's going to be featured in No Tenors Allowed. So it's actually one of the duets between Silvio and Neda. So Neda is already married to Canio, but Neda does not love Canio. Neda has a secret affair with Silvio, and Silvio tells Neda, why don't you just, since you hate your job so much and since you don't love your husband, why don't you just elope together?
So exciting.
Yeah. So I'm going to sing just a short excerpt from that music. Yeah.
Let me play a note.
Just give me a B flat and a D.
B flat D.
No, the lower D.
Se vuoi lasciare
you want to know more about this piece, come to watch our show No Tennis Allowed on the 9th of on the 19th of September at Victoria Concert Hall, 4 o'clock.
Alright, well, cheers to that. That was amazing, Martin.
Thanks.
Okay then, well, thank you everyone for attending. Yeah, and it really means a lot to us, to me. Yeah, and so hope to see you guys soon. You guys have the links to the donation. If you would like to, please consider making a little contribution. But of course, no obligations, of course. Yeah, if you minded seeing all this plastic furniture and plastic utensils, plastic cups, please support us so that we can have better furniture and better cutlery as well. Alright, so that concludes our program for today. So we hope you've enjoyed the show. Alright then, so until next time, so see you guys soon. Bye!